I have some design and interior challenge in my place because I have ugly rectangle black holes on the wall, TV screens, which actually I don't use for last couple years because tablets replace it. So, and in some rooms I replaced with artworks. But then I start to think that actually that TV screens, it is ideal medium for providing digital art, which is, from my understanding, it is a huge next big market. And this is not just my fantasy, if I may to say that, because Netflix already made a big job by streaming movie. So I'm talking about new kind of art which we could call from marketing side as a streaming art, which gives a big opportunity not only for artists but for collectors, because collecting art, it's an expensive and costly thing. For example, some collectors collecting also not art and yachts, but with yachts they have a chance to give it for charter. For artworks, it's quite difficult to give it to rent, because it is challenging for damage, for example. But in digital form, I can see it's a big potential for sharing with this art, and which gives potentially huge market. So and again, it gives that democratization, which everybody talks, how to democratize that very elite art community. That's the way, I think. The question is where in digital space is original and where the copy, because in physical world we can't distinguish that. That's why I start to develop, to think about how to make that digital mark or something which distinguish digital original from digital copy. And actually, there is a solution. Today, it's a very popular blockchain. But for last 30 years, so all that time when internet existing, domains are that old-fashioned, old-style stuff thing. I prefer to develop domains, not blockchain now, because just from practical side, because it is you can just imagine how big funds you should spend just for educate art community, old ladies in museums to use blockchain. But for explain them website for art object, it's very simple. And of course, it is, I don't see any problem to access, to combine domain system technology with blockchain. It is not a rocket science. So it's just my thoughts. So I predict big next generation art. Maybe it could be some exhibition in Serpentine Gallery, let's say, or in Met, in MoMA, in some big art institutions which pioneering to show new media art. Then it could be practical roundtable among professionals about feedback, because again, from practical side, it's quite costly and expensive from resourceful thing to develop some exhibition with physical stuff. But if you have just a digital websites which you can just show on TV screens in the museum. You can launch every week in different places that kind of exhibition. And then maybe, again, in some big and well-known art fair like Art Basel or Frieze, make a stand with this kind of art objects. And I think it is in the beginning of that movement. Because last year I've seen among physical artworks with David Hockney exhibition in Met, I guess, yeah, it was last year. Some on TV screens, his iPads, his movable digital artworks, so which looks like, you know, it's already begin. Okay, that's it actually, which I want to share with you. Thank you.